In developing countries, women play a big role in economic activities, but more visibly at the household and community levels. The quest for more empowerment of rural women, for instance, has been on the agenda of many African countries. But how well have these policies shaped the lives of ordinary women and the prospects for improved life in the continent in 2022? Involvement in politics and decision making is what this edition will focus on, as well as other issues of development around the continent. I am Charles Alpha, welcoming you to Africa Weekly. The Vice President of Liberia, Joe Taylor, was in Nigeria as guest of the Nigerian First Lady, Aisha Buhari. She was in the country to speak to Nigerian women under the auspices of the APC Women Forum at their conference to find ways of increasing women participation in politics and decision-making process.
The First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, who was given a warm welcome by the APC women from across the 36 states of the Federation, party stalwarts and other stakeholders, expressed happiness with the way Nigerian women are massively engaging in political gathering, especially on issues affecting women in the APC, describing it as a major turning point in the collective effort to establish APC as a unique party with utmost dedication to the empowerment of women in Nigeria.
This is the first time the National Women's Conference of the APC is being held to establish our commitment to strengthen the position of women in matters of national importance, especially in increasing the visibility of women, positioning women for future political offices, and encouraging them to inspire more towards the progress of our great party.
The First Lady also made a case for the need of more women participation in elective positions, especially within the APC as a political party, to ensure women are given strategic positions for the desired leadership and development. The First Lady also commended the resilience of the Vice President of Liberia, Joel Taylor, for her exemplary leadership within the continent of Africa.
As Nigeria heads towards another election, we must go beyond paying lip service to putting women in vital offices within our party and the government. We must put in place workable strategies to ensure that this actually happens.
Today, this conference has forged a bold new pathway forward, and it opens our eyes to the available opportunities, enabling the APC to take a retrospective look at what has happened in the past, what is happening today, and what shall happen tomorrow.
The First Lady also unveiled APC Progressive Women Academy app with a mission to train 2 million women across Nigeria towards boosting their career, businesses, and political ambitions.
All right, joining us now to discuss women in politics and economic empowerment is the President, Woman Africa, Dr. Ijoma Emerbe. Dr. Ijoma, we're glad to have you on Africa Weekly.
Thank you.
Okay, can you give us your idea on the state of the Nigerian and African woman?
We have been talking about women, how we have been excluded in the affairs of the government in recent years. You understand? And this is how it has always been. So women are being faced with this challenge, faced with economic exclusion. We have not really taken our place seriously, and then we are asking that government should do what they have said. Women should come out to become governors, they should come out to become president, they should hold big offices. I know that, okay, good and fine that they have women in the ministries and all these things, parastatals, but they are just being silenced there. They are just like okay, they cannot actually come out to really do what they want to do because of the society that we find ourselves, whereby women are not supposed to play a particular key role. So we are saying that though they are trying, this time they should do better than they have always they are doing here.
Okay, now many people believe that women play key roles in the economic activities of the household unit and community levels. Do you share in this view?
Of course, a woman that can, when we talk about women, the role they play, especially, of course, the family comes first. You understand? So a woman that can actually take care of the family and bring up the children properly can as well, you know, do well when it comes to the society. So if we are talking about the role that women are playing, I would say that the same thing they are doing in their homes, they also replicate it even wherever they go. Like, if, for instance, in the market, when you go to the market, you find out that you find more women, about 70% of women are in the market. If you go to the market today and you did not see women selling things, how will you, how would that market look like? It will look as if there is no market at all. And it is still the same women that that goes into the rural areas to actually bring things to the market for even the rich and the poor. So if you said if women are not part, if they are not there, then there is a problem. Yeah.
Okay, now in Nigeria, I know you made a remark about this question a while ago, but in Nigeria, the empowerment of women has improved significantly in the last couple of years. How do you think it should be sustained or expanded?
I cannot tell you that we have been perfect in that area because sometimes funds are being rolled out to people who do not actually have the passion for what we are looking out for. For instance, when you talk about empowerment, we're looking at reaching out to the rural women, you understand, people who do not have anything doing. So it's not about talking about women empowerment and then we are not actually succeeding in carrying out what it is actually meant for.
Now with the pictures you have just painted, now going into 2023 general election, how would you refocus the ideology of women participation in politics, given the idea you have just given us?
I will tell you the truth that almost 60% of people who really come out, you understand, to say, okay, they are looking for somebody to lead them are women. Truth be told, the market women, you will not, have you ever heard of the market men? You keep hearing the market women. So you are saying that as 2023 is rolling in, you understand, we should give women prominence when it comes to, they should not be relegated to the background. When it's time for politics, we keep talking about women here, women there. We look for all the women groups, you understand, and bring them. And then women are filled with ideas, ideologies on what is, you cannot take that from them. You cannot actually take that from, because a man, like I know, a woman will always keep looking straight. You're looking at a particular thing, you want to finish this thing before you go into another one. But a woman is everywhere. Even when we say, okay, your place is in the kitchen, it's not actually in the kitchen because you are everywhere. You are in government, you are in school, you are taking everything, everything around, everything, is centered in them.
Now, finally, before I let you go, your NGO, Women Africa, what are its major activities and impacts on women well-being?
Okay, we have been into skill acquisitions. We have been training young people and women into different skills, and also we also give them little loan or grant, something that the government cannot do at a particular time, because the process of getting maybe small grants to start a business, small kind of business, so we look at it, and then when they go to the bank, there are a lot of things that are involved, bring this, bring that, blah, blah, and all those things, so they cannot. So we kind of try to support them, you understand. That is what our NGO does, and also train some children that bring them back to their feet, some that have strayed away, and all those things. So that is basically what we do. We empower women and then young people.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ijoma, for your thoughts here on Africa Weekly. Many thanks for your time. All right. Okay, that was Dr. Ijoma Emeribe, the President Women Africa sharing her thoughts there on women participation in politics. Up next is Steve Bits. In a special message to the 2022 World Economic Forum Davos agenda, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged the world to consider debt relief to African countries and other developing nations to avoid lopsided recovery from the impact of COVID-19.
Vaccination rates in high-income countries are shamefully 7 times higher than in African countries. And we need vaccine equity now. Now, all countries and all manufacturers must prioritize vaccine supply to COVAX and support the local production of tests, vaccines, and treatments around the world. Countries are shackled by mounting debt and extortionate interest rates, all but guaranteeing defaulted payments. And many middle-income countries find themselves ineligible for debt relief despite surging poverty, rising unemployment, and development losses. A number of countries have pledged to make meaningful emissions reductions in the 2020s, but other countries face enormous structural obstacles. They have an energy mix that relies on heavy dependence on coal, and that stands in the way of progress for us all. So they need assistance. Let's not go into a blame and shame. Let's assist, help key emerging economies to accelerate the transition.
And Gambian President Adama Barrow has been sworn in following his re-election for a second term. The inauguration was attended by many African leaders, including President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria.
President Adama Barrow's inauguration for his first term in office was held in the Gambian embassy in Dakar, Senegal. The then president, Yahya Jammeh, refused to step down despite losing the December 1, 2016 election, thereby deepening political crisis. President Muhammadu Buhari's Nigeria played a leading role in safeguarding democratic order as well as the restoration of normalcy in the country. The Gambian leader's re-election for a second term in office therefore provided another opportunity for him to be sworn in, this time in the heart of Banjul amidst pomp and pageantry. At a historic and remarkable event attended by several heads of state and government, President Adama Barrow pledged to sustain efforts at achieving a sustainable future for the Gambia, together in unity, peace and prosperity. In an earlier congratulatory message, President Muhammadu Buhari described President Barrow's re-election as a testimony to the trust and confidence he rightfully earned from the Gambians, and therefore an opportunity to consolidate gains achieved so far and strengthen initiatives for citizen development, a key fundamental for peace and stability. He said Nigeria, which supported the restoration of democracy in the Gambia, will remain resolute towards ensuring that it is sustained. The president promised that his administration will also retain its support to the Gambia's government efforts at strengthening its judicial sector as well as establishing strong economic institutions.
Now, Nigeria and Indonesia are exploring more ways of collaboration in technology development. The agreement is expected to pave the way for a robust, mutually beneficial partnership.
Under existing collaboration with Indonesia, Nigeria's workforce has received trainings on hydro-turbine production amid other areas of bilateral ties. This ties now is on its path to be strengthened even more in the area of science, technology and innovation. Nigeria's National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, is instrumental in this regard, more so that it is now directly under the supervision of the presidency. Relatively, the Indonesian ambassador to Nigeria was at NASENI to discuss technology transfer issues between the two countries.
We are very happy to have the good partner in Nigeria, especially NASENI, because with the same aim, how to build our both country.
Executive Vice Chairman of NASENI affirms that the presidency has approved that the agency seeks assistance in acquiring technology in key areas of security and agriculture, especially now that the government of Indonesia is willing to support.
The areas already approved for us is on the development of aircraft, both civil and military, the armored personnel carrier, and other equipment needed by the military, and of course some technologies in the areas of development of fertilizer from locally available resources.
NASENI had taken the Indonesian delegation on a tour of its facilities.
Now, strengthening bond of brotherhood and regional integration in Africa is an easy way of addressing the myriad of insecurity and economic challenges bedeviling the continent. Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje of Kano State, Nigeria, opined this when he received a delegation of officials and Islamic scholars from Algeria.
In the delegation led by the leader of Tijaniya Sufi order, Sharif Ali Bel Arabi, are Algerian government officials, professionals and academics. Their official engagement started with a visit to the Emir's palace, where they were accorded special royal reception by Emir Amina Ado Bayero. At the government house, leader of the delegation told Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje that apart from a national prayer session, they are in Kano to strengthen ties with Nigeria in the sectors of education and cultural development. Governor Ganduje, who thanked the scholar for joining Nigerians in the special prayer session for peace and sustainable economic prosperity, believes that Africa can solve its problems through reintegration and strengthening bond of brotherhood among nations.
There has been for a long time trade link between Maghreb, that is the Arab countries from the northern part of Africa, to Nigeria through Sahara Desert using camels.
The national prayer session to be hosted by Kano State government is to seek divine intervention against the prevailing security challenges bedeviling some parts of the country.
that's our package this week on Africa Weekly. Many thanks to you for watching. I am Charles Alpha. Bye-bye.